For those of you that haven't seen my post, here's what I've been up to. I have actually painted red oxide on the front. I'm now into this properly and there's no way out. I've got to finish it. So in today's video, we're actually starting out having a good look underneath Rio to see what state he's in. So let's have a look about and have a good look underneath here. So as you can see, some patch welding has been done at some point and it's rusting, because this under here is actually wax oil, and as you know, wax oil can protect the underneath. Some of it has obviously eroded away, and other areas such as under here appear to have been, well, they've done some work to it previously, but they've patched it, bodged it, they haven't protected it, and that's kind of sad. So you can see underneath there it's all right, and obviously the further up you look, the worse it gets. That's just the nature of the beast. This is obviously going to be rusty. This is like the main engine mount, I think. So I can't really do much with that because I'd have to take the whole thing apart. If anybody's worried about safety, I do have axle stands under both sides just to make sure this thing don't fall down on me whilst I am looking under here. But this side is by far the worst side. Look at that. I'm not sure why you can see through here. Let's put this on. I'm not sure if you're actually supposed to be able to see through there, but it looks like you can. Something's been done here at some point. They've welded a patch in here. These are new, but what they've been welded to doesn't appear to be the best job, in my opinion. So you can see up there as well, that's another patch that they've done. And you can see inside the wheel arch there a bit better. Some of it is rusting as well. This, like I say, is the worst part, and I'm not sure if this is going to need some remedial work, as it is going through to the top a little bit in some areas. I really love this handy torch, it's absolutely brilliant. So I've taken out this seat, taken both seats out, so now you can see you know what we've got to deal with. It's not terrible, it's mostly cosmetic. As you can see, I'll pop this light here and we can actually see a bit better. This is like all surface stuff here. It's fine. I'm going to grind it all and, you know, prep it, eventually paint it. That's not on the list at the moment. All these, I'm going to grind these welds because they're not very nice, and then yeah, I'll prep and paint that later as well. You can see in here, this is the rust hole. Let me move this coil, it's not connected at the moment. Well, this is not going as planned, is it? There you go, right. So as you can see, there's a hole there. Not them two holes, just the one in the bottom in the arch there. That's going to need some welding repair probably. So you can see underneath here, this is the suspension that you're looking at. I mean, once this is treated, it might not be so bad. It might not need any work doing. But I don't like the look of it, I must admit. But today we're going to be focusing a little bit on the doors here, because they're getting rusty and flaky. The rust's coming from underneath here, so I'm going to try and just sand this away and see what we're left with, and then we'll see from there. Moving along down here, then once that's all done and taken care of, then I'm going to work on these rain gutters up here and probably on top of the roof as well. So for this bit, I'm going to be using the compressor and a dual action sander just to take this bit off here. This is 80 grit sandpaper. It's quite worn, I've already used it on the front, but we'll see how it goes on here. Safety first, putting everything on. We always do for this stuff now. Now all this would actually need to be sanded, filmed and primed, because yeah, some people that will be watching this will be saying you're ruining the surface, it's going to be a pain in the arse to sort. Probably. I've never done anything like this. I'm just grinding it back because the rust that is coming through here, I'm thinking that really I need to treat it now and then, you know, fill it, prime it, and then paint it, and then we'll see how it goes. Like down here, it's all flaking off. Probably, I'm not sure, but what do you guys think about maybe putting on some paint stripper on this and taking everything off here and then sorting the rust out? I don't know if that's the way I should be doing it or not. It looks like there's been some sort of work done on this previously at some other point, like, you know, there's filler and stuff, so I don't know how it would work. Just let me know if I'm doing it the right way. So now I'm just going to go back over those areas that I've grinded off with the sander. So I've just seen something that's happening that I learnt on another YouTube channel, and the epoxy primer that was used, so the grey stuff that was used underneath this that I'm sanding off, as you can see, it's hardening on the pad because it's not designed to be sanded. So that's kind of destroying the surface and probably making quite a big error on this, but I'm really not sure what to do. Maybe I've got to grind all the paint off this, then like sand the surface, I suppose, and then put on the red oxide primer, which is just the epoxy primer basically. I mean, I don't have any of that, I've just got the red oxide here, and then I don't know, I suppose then I've got to fill it and make it flat, because now it's very, you know, it's got a lot of ridges and dings in it now. I can feel that. And then sand it, make it flat, not with this, do it by hand I suppose, and then spray it, I suppose. That's what I'm guessing I've got to do. I'm going to have to look into this a little bit more, but yes, this doesn't seem to be going great. But it's a start. I'm going to learn a lot from doing this. So I'm just going to go over this with some rubbing alcohol just to clean the area. So by no means is this perfect. It's so far from perfect, actually. So I'm just going to mask off this sticker temporarily. Because I'm going to change all these anyway. But I want to try and protect it for the time being. If this will protect it, that is. This would probably ruin it, if anything. Right, so now I'm just going to spray on some red oxide primer just onto this, just to protect the bare metal whilst I work on other areas.
Right, so there we go. I've still got my mask on, of course, because there's a lot in here. Because there's a lot of spray in here. But there you go. I've put on some red oxide. Now you can actually see where I've actually grinded it away. This is going to take a bit of work to sort out, but it isn't the end.
So guys, that's where I'm going to leave today's video. I've grinded off that side, I've sprayed on red oxide onto the surface, which will hopefully protect the metal whilst it's sat in there. The next thing I'm going to do is move on to the roof and the other door in the next video, I think, if you're interested in watching that. Hopefully today's recording was a little bit better than previous. I've tried to sort out the microphone and I've also tried to sort out the shutter speed so you weren't getting all this weird flickering that you saw in the previous video. I also got the temperature up to nearly 20 degrees Celsius in here today. That fan heater is brilliant. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.